Thank you, and over to you.
There we go. Thank you so much. We're all waiting for lunch, so let's dive right in. So employers in India, especially in leadership positions, they lose more than a quarter of their employees' productivity because of poor health and well-being, right? This is based on research from SHRM, it's based on multiple other organizations as well. And so it is critical that leaders practice health and wellness, and they also catalyze that across their organizations, right? So diving right in, Nikkhil, I'll start with you. Help us set the stage, please. How do we connect the dots between performance as a leader, as an individual leader, and fitness and stamina that you maintain? And you work in a high-pressure industry, high-growth industry, pharmaceuticals. So help us set the stage for that.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So basically, I mean, me coming from a pharma background, you know, you can't sell healthcare or medicines unless you yourself have a culture of fitness and wellness. So as a leader, your physical fitness is important, but I think even more important that is your mental fitness, your emotional fitness, and spiritual fitness. We've had some great speakers here talk about it, you know, in the last few hours. For me, I think emotional fitness, mental fitness comes first. As Mr. Milan Soman said, just a few minutes ago, that self-awareness is important, which will allow you to then become physically fit or kind of adopt an environment of fitness in your organization. We all know the benefits of physical fitness. You know, it makes you more disciplined, it makes you more focused, more creative, more resilient, and all of that. But I think when people talk about fitness, or when an organization talks about fitness, the first thing they talk about is physical fitness. I think we should talk about emotional fitness first. We need to talk about spiritual fitness first, and have a discipline in those areas of life, and then inculcate physical fitness thereafter. In my view, I think, you know, it's often said that food is medicine. I think food is I think in many ways it's more food control that is medicine. People have a kind of a love affair with food, and I think that's the root cause of most problems that we experience. So I think that is what needs to be controlled.
And I think that's a very nice segue. Akshat, you look at fitness and well-being from a physician's angle.
Yeah.
And you are very passionate about reversal as the paradigm for treating disease rather than management. So how do you achieve that? How do you impress upon your patients that that is the right paradigm, and how do you go about it?
So again, reversal as a word is used very, very loosely when it's diabetes reversal, thyroid reversal. So we speak more about remission. Or even if we don't use any words, we say, how do we really get someone off a medication? And taking someone off medication is actually not the problem. Keeping them off the medication is the bigger problem.
That's right.
So honestly, the answer is actually your lifestyle. So what is lifestyle, right? Lifestyle is what you do every day. It's a bunch of habits which are put together and they're repeated over and over again. You make a routine, you repeat that, and that's your lifestyle. So if you are able to convince a person, a patient, to actually get into a sustainable lifestyle. Nowadays, there are a lot of fads. You do something, or there's something called as all or none. When I'm taking care of myself, I'll do everything. And then someone falls sick, or Diwali comes, and everything stops. And that's the whole point. So how do we really put a patient on a path of sustainable lifestyle, which means that I have to micromanage their habits. So like you said, right, food is a love affair. It's love affair, it's comfort eating, it's stress eating, it's everything, right? So till I don't understand the root cause of what is preventing them from taking care of themselves. If you know you have to exercise, why are you not exercising? Is it because you hate exercise? You don't know how to exercise, you find it hard, you don't have time, or you just don't have interest, or you just don't understand how beneficial exercise is. Because when you talk about lifestyle, it's food, it's what you eat, when you eat, why you eat, how you eat. It's how much water you drink, are you having aerated drinks? So Sleep. Now, sleep is again the third pillar, which is so necessary. And someone spoke to it in the morning also, it's one of the most underestimated pillars of lifestyle. If you don't sleep, and even as we grow older, what we used to do at the age of 20, 4 घंटे की नींद में हम निकाल लेंगे. Slowly it starts catching up, and then you realize by the time you're 40 or 40 plus, you need at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep, right? Because that's when you recover. That's when the body is capable of healing itself. But why are you not sleeping? Everybody knows we have to sleep, but why? I have racing thoughts, I have to probably have so much of night urination that I'm getting up 3-4 times in the night, or I genuinely have insomnia, I have hormonal changes, women in perimenopause, PMS issues, So till we don't really understand why they're not able to do, I can't get them on a path of discipline. So I spend my time in micromanaging their habits with the root cause, which kind of sets them up, this is what we need to kind of be disciplined upon, not so much motivated. Motivation is there, but we can't depend only on motivation. So discipline, and then you kind of connect that with consistency. And then they can achieve whatever they want, whatever reversal they want to do. That's what is important.
And I think we also, in my startup TGHC, where we bring in behavioral psychology for that sustained behavior change, we also see this day after day, that when these members, they get the behavioral support from their health coaches or from their doctors, it does wonders. Yes. Priyanka, one of the reasons, like Akshat mentioned, that members often fall off the track is because they are very busy at work. Nobody is busier than you as a partner at Grant Thornton. How do you keep up with your fitness and stamina and well-being plans? And how do you keep yourself motivated?
Thank you so much for the question. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you to the organizers. I'm going to start with a little story. And as a young girl, I was 10 years old.
You're still very young.
Thank you. As a young girl, 10 years old, I complained because there was always good food in the neighbor's house, pizzas to puris to everything, and we had poha and upma and very, very nutrition-focused food. As a young girl, I complained because I had to go for runs, I had to go for my swimming sessions when others were partying. We had a little system of, chanting and praying and meditating. There was a time you had to get to bed, and this is in the Indian society where I had to get to bed at 8 p.m. I complained, I cribbed. But that complaint and crib now has turned into gratitude because that's become a lifestyle. And that's thanks to my mother sitting right here. So thank you so much. This is with gratitude.
Big hand, everyone.
I would want to say. So today, even when I'm busy like how I travel to Dubai Monday to Wednesday, Thursday I'm here. So it's a hectic life where I'm trying to balance 4-5 things. I am trying to take out time for myself. Today I play bridge, I run, I play golf. Don't ask me how everything is managed, and that's because of the early on habits which have been inculcated. And therefore, it becomes extremely important if I've not done anything, right? So it's just something that is just there. Now, even if I've not had a day and it's 16, 18 hours, I'll just do 10 quick Surya Namaskars. All it takes is 10 minutes. It doesn't take so much time. But yes, it's not just that I'm exercising 10 minutes, but I am, running on the other days. So I do try and balance out few days with the rest of them. Not every day is 16 hours. If it is, then it's time for me to change my job. So Saturdays, Sundays is about the run. Other days it's about yoga. It's about flexibility and other things. So one is fitness. The other one is mental health as well. How are we refocusing, being here now with so much of gadget, technology and other things? How do we refocus back in 5 to 10 minutes of just quick meditation, whatever works for each one of us, and we need to find those spots or right spots for us. That will just come from self-discovery and other things. Quickly, I know we're running short on time, so I'm going to share 2 more things which corporates are doing. One is having KPIs for health and wellness as well. I'm a leadership development coach as well. of course it will have a huge impact on productivity. So there is a business case for it, right? And therefore, when your
Thank you.
productivity is going up by 65, 70%, if your employee health is taken care of, you can do much. So there is the step challenge, there's things rather than just going out for drinking and other things, there are things that you can do as a group in terms of running together, having communities for health, managing each other's health and weight and other things. Very interesting company, they had a KPI, if person could touch their toe, they could come to the leadership position. Simple KPIs and metrics to manage that. And rather than just finance, customer, process, people are managing well-being and health in a very big way. So those are the couple of things I'm doing as an individual, what corporates are doing. Last, what I'm going to share with you is a balanced scorecard methodology, which is how do you focus on yourself, then on your family, then on your outer circle in terms of people whom you can impact and the community itself. So, but we have to start with ourselves, which Milind also said. And also, it's not just about time, it's about emotional energy and the overall energy, because there are days when you reach office and you're already tired, right? You've not even spent an hour, and that's your energy on the spot. So how do you change that energy? And that comes a lot, at least for me, from running, playing golf, and doing a couple of other activities. And the other one, most of us women above 40 have to manage our emotions and hormonal balance as well. That also comes from fitness. So both emotion plus the energy can be managed. Time is obviously a little subjective, but these two come definitely from fitness. So that's at least been my mantra till now. So thank you.
So thank you, Priyanka. And I think you touched upon this very important point about how a key barrier to fitness and health and well-being is people thinking that it could be intimidating and overwhelming because they'll have to do gym for 2 hours and make drastic food changes. But actually, even small changes, incremental changes, have disproportionate returns, right? So, Ruchi, you told me a very powerful personal story about your own journey, which also started with these small incremental changes. Tell us more about that.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Happy to be here. Okay, so my story is a bit different from what you said, right? In my childhood, I was not at all looking after, what I'm eating and the other things. I was actually the most heaviest in the class in grade 8, and that was my trigger when people used to make fun of me. Oh, she's the heaviest. I can't forget that, by the way. Okay, so in my entire life, I think I have tried everything from intermittent to keto to leave, gluten to leave, possibly every possible kind of diets I have tried, and for me it was always about high intensity. Oh, strict diet plans and burnout and do a lot of things. That was what I was doing earlier. But then I realized that it's not working. I lose weight and then I gain again. So it was like a seesaw which was happening. Post 40, it was even more tougher to lose weight, and that's how I realized that, intensity is the spark, but definitely consistency is something which is going to build the stamina. So I changed the gears then. I'm going to share an acronym called SIMPLE, and why I say so is, if it is not simple, it's not sustainable for me. And my acronym for SIMPLE stands for S is what actually I follow. So S stands for steps. 10,000 steps, non-negotiable. I don't take out time for it. I walk during meetings. I integrate more in my life, right? That steps have to happen. So that's S. My I is about being intentional in what I'm eating. So I eat everything possible, but I count calories. I actually don't crave for anything, but I do portion control. So that's the I. My M is more about mindset shift from short term to long term. Earlier it was all about, quick challenges and, reduce weight and then, gain it again as well, which was not what I wanted. But now it is about long term thing. That's the mindset change. P stands for my protein, which is my best friend now. So 60 grams of protein, I need it every day. And that is more, being a vegetarian is not so easy. But now I've found ways to do that. So protein is my best friend, so as to say. Coming to my L is about the lifestyle rhythm, which you talked about as well. It has to be something that gets followed in the lifestyle routine versus doing something very specific which is not sustainable. And last but not the least, my E is basically enjoy the process, make it easy, and really embrace it as well in your lifestyle. So that's my simple mantra, which I follow, and it is really showing me results, not only on the weighing scale, but overall I feel much more fitter. So consistency has become my new cardio, and discipline has become my new intensity.
And what an apt name, simple for that acronym, right? So works really well. Nikhil, I'll ask you to tie the bow on this conversation and bring in the organizational angle, right? Because we were chatting about how you are trying to also encourage your team members to embrace health and fitness. So tell us more about how you are trying to do that and what's been the response like.
Yeah, so I mean, before I go into that, so my definition of fitness is probably a bit different. It's basically about how you could be minimally disruptive to your body, to the people, people around you, and to nature and animals. And I think that would give you the physical, emotional, spiritual, all the dimensions of fitness that you want. Talking about the organization, it's always a challenge to get your people to embark the journey that you have. So in our organization, we've started an initiative where we have different challenges, like we have a no lift day, we have like a weight loss challenge, something where people would get excited about, work together as a team, and kind of have a healthy competition between them. That's what we've started. Obviously, we want to go down the route of having regular health checkups and kind of showing them the numbers, like the BMI and number of steps that they do every every day. So all of that is going to happen. But I think ultimately it's about trying to make sure that fitness is something that happens every day. It's a daily affair. It's a balance. So maybe one day you may not have a really healthy day, but then you balance it the next day. So actually being aware of that and making sure that you treat your body like a temple is the key. If you don't respect your body, then there's nothing. You'll not get anything in life. So it starts from you. Like, am I eating the right kind of food? Am I treating my body like a garbage bin? Just because I'm emotionally, I feel up or down. I think that control or self-control is, I think, the key. And that's what we're trying to give. That sense is something we're trying to pass on to our employees. It's a challenge. I'm sure every leader here has the same challenge. How could you inculcate a culture of wellness in their organization? It's very difficult. But I think, we have to get started somewhere. And that's what we're trying to do as an organization.
And I can testify to that. We interact with leaders like you in organizations day in and day out, and they're all so passionate about driving health and wellness, but they all encounter all of these challenges, the day-to-day firefighting. How do you make sure that there is time and energy available as an organization to dedicate to organizational health and well-being? So we have a minute and a half left, and I'm sure you will all practice portion control during lunch. But let's do a quick round on what is the one key message that you would want to drive home through this audience. So, Akshat.
So I think for me, what we should, since this is more over 40 we are talking about, I think age is just a number. So, okay, let's put it like this. We've always heard that we are what we eat, right? But that's just half true. We are what we breathe, how we breathe, we are what we drink, how much we sleep, and we are actually what we think. So for me, age is just a number. And today you have the power to choose how old or young you want to be. And that power is in your lifestyle. So if you choose a good, simple, fun, sustainable lifestyle, then you are as young or as old you want to be.
Perfect. Priyanka?
I think it's also to do a lot with how you're feeling inside. right? It doesn't matter in terms of what your body shape and your weight and other things are initially. If you're feeling good about yourself, you can change the rest of it. So it's very important what you feel about things. For example, if you're forcing yourself to run in something you don't enjoy, then maybe that's not in it for you and there's something else. So what you feel inside, actually understanding that and then taking those fitness calls is very important.
Perfect. Ruchi?
So I would say, I think fitness is not about that number on the weighing scale and a number on a measuring tape. It's all about gaining the muscle mass and, you know, building the strength and the stamina for the overall well-being. And one more thing which really goes well with me, what gets measured gets done. So I think that has been my secret mantra, and it's not about elimination, it's about balancing.
Nikkhil?
Yeah, I think for me it'll be don't go running, hit the gym first. There are other things you can do before you get onto the path of fitness, which is trying to inculcate meditation, yoga, spiritual, the emotional wellness. Do that first, understand yourself, and then you will know what kind of fitness or physical fitness is correct for you. So don't rush into physical fitness. It will happen once you are calm and collected and composed.
Thank you, Nikkhil. I think I'll repeat what some of you mentioned, which is how do you take a whole person approach to well-being, right? So we all need to understand, I'm sure we all do, that physical health is deeply interlinked with mental health and spiritual health. So how do we make sure that we work with doctors like Akshat or health coaches like the ones that we have, and make sure that we are addressing all of these issues in totality, in whole person, to be able to get those sustained outcomes. With that, thank you so much, and thank you so much to the audience for giving us the time.